Check, check. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to West Burlington Falcon Junior High Boys Basketball. This is Assistant Principal Mike Jones coming at you today from Falcon Gymnasium. And the warm-ups are done, the cheerleaders are settling into place, and the teams are huddled at their benches, coming out for the opening tip of this afternoon's matchup between the West Burlington Falcons and the Holy Trinity Crusaders. First here we'll have your 7th grade game, and coming out here for Holy Trinity, we have number 25, Isaiah Richardson, number 31, Wyatt Hellman, number 23, Blake Crabtree, number 32, Mason Halvote, and number 3, Quentin Schneider. And for West Burlington, we've got Travis Wills, Drayton Levine, Jaquan Brown, Hunter Reich, and Holy Trinity gets the tip at the beginning of the ball game. And the final player for West Burlington is number 2, Eric Daly. So Holy Trinity controlling. The ball goes to Heller, who drives left inside and misses with the pressure by Levine. Rebound by Reich. Reich brings it down the right side of the floor, brings it to the top of the key, passes over to Daly. Daly feeds Levine inside, who comes up short, and Levine and Hellman tie up the loose ball. It'll be West Burlington's ball underneath their own basket. Jaquan Brown takes the ball out of bounds and inbounds it to the top of the key. And Reich goes over to Brown, who goes back to Reich, swings it over to Daly. Daly holding on to the ball, looks at the skip pass, fakes it, gives it to Reich, who's now on the left wing. Reich goes down to Daly in the corner. He shoots a 3. It's off the back of the rim, and rebound number 25, Isaiah Richardson for Holy Trinity. The Crusaders bring the ball up, push it up, and inside to the post player, number 23, Heller gets the rebound and on the missed shot and puts it up, and Wright comes up with the rebound. He goes out to Brown on the right-hand wing. Brown dribbling down on the right-hand side, gives it over to Daly. Daly swings it over to Reich on the left. Little motion offense here by West Burlington, and it looks like Holy Trinity's playing a man-to-man D. They're looking at a high-low post. Coach is calling for movement. Brown on the right-hand wing goes into Wills at the free throw line to Daly cutting, and he's fouled on the take to the basket by number 32. I believe that's Mason Holvolt. We got a little bit of a roster difficulty here, so I'm not sure on a couple of the Holy Trinity names here. And stepping in the line for his first free throw is Daly. He misses his first off the back of the rim. Daly steps up for his second off the back of the rim. Rebound Holy Trinity. Holy Trinity to Heller. Heller to number 3, that is Quentin Schneider, who brings it up the right-hand side. Heller on the basket cut, dribbles once to his left. The ball is tipped, and Daly almost comes up with it, but Holy Trinity retains possession. There's a 3-point attempt by number 25, and it's good for Isaiah Richardson for the Crusaders. And here comes West Burlington down 3-0 with 4 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the first period. Brown to Daly. Daly up to the top of the key to Reich. Reich dribbles right, gives it up to Daly. They're looking for a high-low post. Wills gets it at the elbow. He shoots the jump shot, and it's good. Falcons are on the board, 3-2. Crusaders bring the ball back down to the top of the key. Good defense by Reich. Pass goes out to the right-hand wing. Heller gets the ball on the right-hand wing, dribbles to his left into the paint. Passes over to the left-hand side of the floor. And Jaquan Brown putting pressure on the shot. There's a shot that's missed, but Holy Trinity comes up with an offensive rebound momentarily, but Travis Wills eventually pulls it away. Goes to Reich. Reich pushes the ball up to Jaquan Brown. Brown back to Reich at the top, over to Daly on the left-hand wing. He goes back to Reich at the top of the key. Reich to Brown. Brown takes a shot from 3. Doesn't connect with anything, but Daly hustles out and tips it back in. Holy Trinity does get possession of the ball. Here comes Heller. He's coming down the center of the floor, and he gives it up to the wing. Daly comes up with the rebound. Daly gives the ball up to Reich. Reich back to Daly, who's coming up the left-hand side of the floor. He swings it back to Reich. Reich takes a look, swings it over to Brown on the right-hand side. He feeds Wills in the middle. Wills looks opposite to Reich at the top of the key. Reich drives left, gives it up to Daly. Daly looks at the rim, passes it, gives a skip pass over to Jaquan Brown on the right-hand side. Brown throws a pass with the defender coming, and Reich does retain possession. Little soft pass into the post. Brown gets on the floor for the ball. The jump ball will be called, and that'll be Crusaders' ball. Substitutes coming in for West Burlington include Tyreek Johnson and Dylan McElderry. Subs for Holy Trinity also taking the floor: Mason Halvote and one other player. McElderry on D. The ball's on the right-hand wing. Jaquan Brown helps out. And the crowd thought they saw it travel. Holy Trinity goes to the hole. They miss. Get an offensive rebound. Heller going to the left-hand side. That's his strength. He puts it up and in for 2. So with 2 minutes to go in the game, it is Holy Trinity 5, West Burlington 2. Brown down to McElderry. McElderry takes 2 dribbles to his right. Brown goes up to Reich at the top of the key. Brown on the left-hand wing takes a shot off the back of the rim. Heller with the rebound. Heller outlets to number 3. That's Quentin Schneider. He goes all the way to the basket, misses his layup, but Heller's there to get the rebound, and he misses his putback, but there's a foul on the play. The foul is on number 43, Drayton Levine. That'll send Heller to the line for 2. And the first is off the right-hand side of the rim. Here comes Brett Masters in for Jaquan Brown, guard position. Heller to the line for his second. It's good. That makes the score 6-2. Holy Trinity with 1:36 to go. Reich pushes the ball up to the right-hand side of the floor. Good drive there, and Drayton Levine comes up with an offensive rebound but misses the putback. The outlet by Holy Trinity. Reich comes back, and he fouls Quentin Schneider on his drive to the basket. The foul is going to be on the floor. They'll take the ball underneath their own basket, the Crusaders. Here comes another sub for Holy Trinity. That's Evan Ellison. Number 13, he comes in for 25, Isaiah Richardson. Holy Trinity ball underneath their own basket. And a good tip there by Brett Masters. Tips it right into the hands of the Holy Trinity player taking the ball out of bounds, and he was standing on the baseline, so West Burlington gets the ball. Reich brings it up, pushes up there to the right-hand side to Tyreek Johnson. They swing it back through Reich to Masters. He goes to his left. He feeds McElderry inside. McElderry misses the shot. It was challenged by Heller. Heller gets the rebound. Comes down the left-hand side of the floor. Gives it up to Richardson on the left-hand side. He gives it back to Heller. Heller takes about a 10-footer. It misses off the back of the rim. Hunter Reich with the rebound. He's bringing the ball up and trying to push with the dribble. He stops about 15 feet, pulls up a jumper, misses. Heller gets the rebound. He outlets out to number 3, Schneider. Schneider going down the left-hand side. Gives it back to Heller. Heller going to his right, crosses over to his left, going down the paint, gives it back to Richardson. He goes to the hole. Oh, Drayton Levine got a lot of ball on that one, but sounds like there's going to be a foul called on him with the block. That will send Schneider to the line. I think I called him Richardson a little bit ago. And Schneider will be shooting 2 shots. Schneider steps to the line, puts it up, and it's good. That makes the score 7-2 with 31.6 seconds to go in the first quarter. Gage Webster reports the scorer's bench for Drayton Levine, who I believe has 2 fouls. And that will send Schneider to the line for his second free throw. Schneider dribbles a few times, puts the ball up. It goes off the right side of the rim. Webster gets the rebound. He dribbles once, gives it up to Reich. Reich looking up the floor to see if he can push it up to anyone up there. No one open. He gives it up to Masters on the left-hand side. Master fills Webster, who goes back out to Masters. Masters tries to throw the ball to Reich at the top of the key. It's deflected, but Masters comes up with it, and then he turns the ball over to Schneider. Schneider going down the left-hand side. Comes up short on the shot due to the block, but it goes out to Heller, and Heller hits a little jump shot off the board with 2 seconds to go. Reich with a half quarter. It's off the backboard, and the score here at the end of the first quarter is your West Burlington Falcons 4, Holy Trinity 7. There's a group of Falcons checking in at the quarter here. Looks like Jaquan Brown will be coming back into the game, as well as Riley Walker and Blake Barber. Both teams struggling a little bit on the offensive end. Holy Trinity's gotten a few second chances, and that's what's leading to most of their points here. Holy Trinity is sinking back there into their man-to-man defense, and West Burlington has been showing man-to-man themselves. And so it'll be Falcon ball on the far side as we start the second quarter. 6-minute quarters here. The score 9-2 Crusaders. Crusaders show a little man-to-man pressure on Barber, who is at the point. He's trying to get open. They get it into him. Barber goes to his left, and it's tipped. Barber retains the dribble. Now he's bringing it across again. And he picks up his dribble. They're pressuring the ball. The ball goes over to Jaquan Brown on the left-hand side. Brown dribbles once, goes back to Barber. Barber takes a couple more dribbles. He's looking inside, and he's tied up there. Tied up there by number 23. That's Blake Crabtree. And the jump ball will go to the Crusaders. Crusaders calling for 5 out, and Heller brings the ball up. He gives it up to 25. That's Richardson. Richardson takes a three-pointer, and it's good from the top of the key, extending the Crusaders' lead to 12-2. So Jaquan Brown brings the ball up past midcourt. He's keeping his dribble alive, goes between the legs, goes to his left. Had Richardson if he'd continue to go, but chooses not to. And Holy Trinity comes up with the ball, but they travel and throw the ball away, so West Burlington will get the ball back. Coach Sean Blinn jumps up off the bench and calls a timeout, and he's asking for a 30. West Burlington's first charge timeout will be a 30-second timeout. And I'm sure that Coach Blinn is trying to get the guys organized a little bit more on the offensive end. And Holy Trinity talking about what they're going to do in the defensive possession. So as we come out of the timeout, it'll be West Burlington's ball with 5:08 remaining in the second quarter. And Jaquan Brown bringing the ball up the floor. goes to his left, picks up his dribble, enters the ball in there to Masters. Masters gives it to McElderry. He dribbles a couple times on the baseline and misses his shot. Gage Webster will be called with foul pushing Heller at the over the back. So Holy Trinity will bring the ball down the floor. That's Heller. He's going to his left. He goes to the top of the key to Richardson, number 25. Deflected by Gage, the post feed, deflected by Webster. Webster pushes it ahead to Grelt. And there's a loose ball, and Barber gets knocked over. But Holy Trinity gets the ball back. They push the ball up the floor, and they score on the fast break. So Barber is going to bring the ball down the floor with his left. And he picks it up. He gives it over to Masters. Masters tries to feed Webster inside. Webster's looking at McElderry. McElderry's posting up. A little right-hand hook. Goes off the back of the backboard. Webster gets a hand on it. And it goes off McElderry's head and out of bounds. Holy Trinity will get the ball back here with 4:13 left in the second quarter. So Holy Trinity is bringing the ball up. Well, Webster puts some pressure on the ball at the top of the key. And the post feed goes inside. Webster's going to pick up another foul here. That could be Webster's third. That'll send number 32 for Holy Trinity to the line. He gets the bounce and the roll, and the ball goes in. The name there is, it could be Wyatt Hellman. Yeah, and Matt Helge is, I believe, the player whose name I've been mispronouncing. Probably Holy Trinity's best player. So that's Wyatt Hellman to the free throw line, number 32. And he is extending the lead to 15-2 with 4:04 to go in the second quarter. The second shot is missed off the front of the rim. Levine gets the rebound and goes to Brown. Brown brings the ball up the left-hand side of the floor, goes to Reich at the top of the key. Reich gets it back. He dribbles a couple times to his right, tries to feed it back out to number 14, Dylan Jern, and causes a turnover. Holy Trinity takes a shot and misses, and they get their own offensive rebound. But good news for the Falcons is that Lucky caused a jump ball. They go into Levine on the right-hand side. Levine tries to go up. It looked like he was fouled, but Brown swings the ball over to Jern. Jern to the top of the key to Reich. Jern gets the ball on the left-hand wing. He loses the handle on it, and Holy Trinity comes away with it. They're breaking, and they end up scoring a basket on the turnover. So it's 17-2 with 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the second quarter. Jaquan Brown puts it up to Reich. Reich feeds it into Drayton Levine. Levine takes one dribble. Looked like he got fouled again, but he continues to the hole, and he scores on the layup. 17-4, West Burlington trailing. Here comes Quentin Schneider for the Crusaders. He gives the ball up to Matt Helge. Helge drives down the left-hand side of the lane. Once again, going to his strength. He gets a shot off the board. 19-4, Crusaders. Here comes Jaquan Brown. He feeds it over to Reich on the right-hand side. Reich looks inside to Lucky Burrell. Lucky goes to the hole, and he scores on the drive to the layup. West Burlington back in a man-to-man defense. Helge sets a ball screen over on the left-hand side for Crabtree. Crabtree pushes it over to Hellman. Hellman gives it down to Richardson, who pushes the ball back out to Quentin Schneider. Schneider back to Richardson. Richardson drives in, and Drayton Levine tries to take a charge, but no call. There is a call on the shot here by Helge, though, and that will send him to the line for more free throws. 19-6, Crusaders leading your Falcons with just under 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. And so Blinn calls his players back over to the bench to talk to them about some strategy. And Levine and Reich have to go back in to box out for the rebound here. And back into the game for the Falcons is number 2, Eric Daly. He will come in for Dylan Jern. And Holy Trinity sending some subs as well. So Helge goes to the line. And he puts up his second shot, and it is good. That makes the lead 14 for the Crusaders, 20-6 with 1:55. Reich pushes it up to Brown. Brown makes the catch. He gives it up to Lucky. Lucky goes baseline. Hey, he tries a reverse. It's comes off the rim. Drayton Levine might have tweaked an ankle on that, trying for the rebound. Helge going to the paint, and he pushes the ball back out to number 23. And Crabtree misses his shot. Helge gets the rebound. He's going up for another shot. It's blocked or tipped, and it'll go out of bounds. It'll be Holy Trinity ball underneath their own basket. Into the ball game for the Falcons is Wills and Brett Masters. West Burlington will stay man-to-man in the out-of-bounds play underneath. Helge will go to the hole, and there's a foul called on, not sure who that was on, but either way, it turns the ball over to the Falcons. So Reich will bring the ball up the floor. He pushes it up there to Maurice, Eric Maurice Daly. Daly gives it back out to Reich. Reich feeds the ball into Lucky, who goes up for the shot and hits the shot on the right-hand side. Now it's 20-8. It's down to a 12-point deficit. They feed the ball into Helge. Wills is guarding him. They're going to look for him again. Wills tries to deny it, but gets called for the foul instead. That'll be Travis's first foul, I believe. But once again, that'll send Helge back to the line for free throws. 57.6 seconds left in the first half, and a couple new players or returning players come in for Holy Trinity. Quentin Schneider and Wyatt Hellman. Helge to the line for the first of his free throws, and he hits his first. The official doing a little teaching down there on the free throw lane, imagining there's a parallel line going up on the hash marks, and Helge steps to the line for his second. It is up and short to the left, and Travis Wills was there to rebound it, but it was tipped out of bounds by Wyatt Hellman, just out of the reach of Wills. Masters goes into Reich, and Reich is going to bring the ball down the floor. Holy Trinity sinks back into their man-to-man defense. Reich at the top of the key. They're setting some screens in the motion offense. Ball goes down to Daly. Daly dribbles to his left. He's looking inside to Wills. He bounces it around. And the help side defense, number 3, Quentin Schneider, ends up with the ball. He pushes the ball over to number 30, Mason Holovet. Holovet goes down to 13. That's Evan Ellison. And good defense by the Falcons. Lucky brings the ball away and gives it up to Daly. Daly now at the top of the key. And he's dribbling to his right. He goes up. Nice little shot off the board, a floater. Cuts the lead to 11 with 13 seconds to go. And Crusaders give it up to Helge. Helge dribbling to his left, puts it back up top. He takes a jumper, and Travis Wills with the rebound. He gives it up to Daly. Daly tries a three-quarter court shot, which falls short. Your score at halftime here at West Burlington: Holy Trinity 21, your Falcons 10. We'll take a little bit of a break here before we come back to the second half at West Burlington Falcon Gymnasium. Okay, with 2 minutes to go here at the halftime. We're going to bring you back here. Holy Trinity out of their locker room, warming up on the opposite end, and here comes West Burlington at about 1:50. Coming back to warm up as well. A couple things to bring you here. Of course, I've been slaughtering names on both sides of the rosters here, but I think I've got the rosters figured out here. I've been calling Aaron Lucky Rawlings Burrell, I believe, and that's just a name that is familiar in the Middletown area, and Lucky Burrell, and so our thoughts go out to him. But that's not our player. That is Aaron Lucky Rawlings, who has got 4 points on the game and has come in off the bench to contribute very well for the Falcons. And the 7th grade crew for Holy Trinity, Coach John Hellige's crew, that's his son Matt, number 31, I'm sorry. And I was looking down here at the bottom of their roster, and Coach Hellige's name is right next to Wyatt Hellman, which has a similar number, and so kind of doing it to both sides here. So I apologize for those errors, and we're going to get started here in the second half in just about 30 seconds here at West Burlington Falcon Gymnasium. It will be Holy Trinity's ball to start the second half. And starting for the Falcons, indeed, Aaron Rawlings, Eric Daly, Travis Wills, Hunter Reich, and I believe that's Brett Masters out there starting the second half. And Holy Trinity will come back with their starting crew from the first half. The only thing we're waiting on now is officials. And so hopefully we'll get some officials that'll come back out here and start the second half of play here shortly. I don't know if they're in line for the concession stand or what, but here they come. And so the officials come back on the floor and they say, hey, both teams are ready to go. They got smiles on their faces. And the game ball is tossed out from the scorer's bench. And indeed, it will be Holy Trinity's ball on the far side to start the second half. So the score is 21-10. Crusaders over the Falcons at this point. We'll start our third quarter right now. And they go into Hellige, who brings it down the top of the key. There's a ball screen set for him on Wills. Masters helps. Hellige loses the handle. He posts up. It's fed into him, and Wills puts the arm bar on Hellige. And the foul is called on Wills, and a little bit of confusion here in the 7th grade game, thinking that the foul was called the other way. So man-to-man defense played by West Burlington. And a little bit of action on the near side. Hellige down there posting up. And West Burlington gets a 5-second call on the Crusaders underneath their own basket. Good defense there by the Falcons. Hunter Reich brings the ball up the middle of the floor. He pushes it up to Daly on the right-hand side. Daly skips it over to Masters. Masters dribbles to his left and goes back out to Reich at the top. He brings it over to Daly. Daly takes a look inside. He sees that he's open for a three. Misses everything. There's a scramble for the ball. Wills comes up with it, but he rolls over on the dive on the loose ball, and that'll be a turnover on West Burlington, giving the ball back to the Crusaders. Hellige brings the ball into Schneider. Schneider dribbling the ball up. Hellige sets a ball screen, rolls to the hole, and Wills goes in to guard there. Hellige finds himself a little too far underneath the rim. Lucky Rawlings comes up with the rebound. He pushes it out to Daly. Daly brings the ball down the middle of the floor. He sees an opening in the paint, drives down the middle of the lane, is short on the shot, and the Holy Trinity player trying to chase it down, but eventually falls out of bounds on the baseline. It'll be West Burlington's ball underneath their own basket. Reich will take the ball out of bounds. And Reich looking in there, Holy Trinity in their man-to-man. Goes into Wills in the corner. Wills goes back out to Masters. Masters back down to Reich in what's often called America's play. And no shot, but Reich looks inside to Wills. And unfortunately, Helge is too big and comes up with a steal. Helge dribbles down left-hand side, kicks the ball out to number 23. That was Blake Crabtree with the jump shot, and Travis Wills gets his hand on the basketball to come up with an offensive defensive rebound for West Burlington. Daly dribbles down the left-hand side. I didn't see what happened there, but he's called for traveling. That's turnover on West Burlington. Ball goes back to the Crusaders. Quentin Schneider brings the ball up. Coach Helge calling out 32 or 31, something to that effect. And 23 Crabtree throws the ball into Wyatt Hellman, who is fouled on the play. That's West Burlington's second team foul. That'll send Hellman to the line for 2 shots. The foul, I believe, is on Daly. Hellman steps up to the line, takes a dribble, puts the ball up, bounces around down the rim a little bit, and falls in. Here comes Jaquan Brown and Drayton Levine for the Falcons. Hellman will step to the line for his second. He dribbles the ball 3 times, puts it up there. It is nothing but the bottom of the net this time. So Hellman scores on another free throw. And Reich will bring the ball up for West Burlington, trailing by 13 with 4:12 to go in the third quarter. And Daly feeds Levine inside, who goes strong to the baseline, but comes off the front of the rim. And the rebound goes to Hellman. Hellman outlets to Richardson and eventually to Schneider. Schneider puts the ball up top to the lefty, Helge. Helge pushes it back out, but posts up again. Helge goes to his left again. Levine puts high hand defense on him. The ball is pushed back up to the free throw line. A miss, and Daly comes away with the defensive rebound. There's a jump ball called as the Crusaders tie him up, and the ball will be going in the direction of the Falcons. So here comes Dylan McElderry for Travis Wills, and looks like Tyreek Johnson for Masters. Reich brings the ball up. He puts it over the left-hand wing. Inside to Levine. Levine over to Johnson. Johnson with a 15-footer, and it's good. Tyreek Johnson with the jump shot brings the lead down to 11. And so Schneider brings the ball up, picks up his dribble. Reich's all over that. Reich gives it up to Richardson. Richardson gives it back to Schneider, who scores on a layup on the right-hand side. Reich inbounds the ball to Tyreek Johnson, who gives it right back to Reich. Now Holy Trinity in a 2-3 zone. They're going inside to Levine. Levine goes down the right-hand side with that drop step. This time it's good. Falcons score 14. Crusaders 25 with 2:44 to go in the third quarter. Crabtree's got the ball up top, goes into Helge. Helge gives it out to the corner to Schneider. Schneider back up to Richardson. Richardson looks inside again to Helge. Helge dribbles once to his left. He's going to post up again. Levine is playing behind him in there. Coaches are calling for them to get around him. And the Crusaders camp out in the lane for quite a while on the air ball by Crabtree. There's a foul on the Crusaders, and good job securing the rebound. I believe it was by Tyreek Johnson. Johnson inbounds the ball to Reich. Reich walks the ball across half court, trailing by 11 with 2:15 to go in the third quarter. The ball's fed into McElderry. McElderry dribbles it a little bit off his foot, and loose ball's picked up by Schneider. Schneider gives it up to Richardson. Richardson dribbles down to the top of the key. He decides this looks good to me and fires one away. It comes off the left-hand side of the rim. The rebound goes to Hellman. Hellman back out to Richardson. Richardson tries to get the ball into Helling, but it is stolen away by Tyreek Johnson. Tyreek Johnson going to the hole, and he is fouled by number 3. That's Quentin Schneider. Sounds like looks like the foul will be called on the floor, or was Johnson going to the hole? Nope, they're calling it on the floor, and West Burlington will take the ball out of bounds underneath their own basket. Reich calling out a new play, and the Falcons setting up. And there goes McElderry. McElderry goes hard to the hole, is open for a moment. They inbound the ball there to Tyreek Johnson, who takes a 15-footer. Misses. Helling comes away with it. And they swing the ball around. The ball gets to Crabtree. It goes to Hellman. Hellman goes up to the top of the key to number 30. That's Holvat. Holvat gives the ball up to Hellige. Hellige dribbles down the left-hand side of the floor, and that's his bread and butter. He scores again on the layup on the left. 27-14. Crusaders over your Falcons here. The 7th grade game of the junior high doubleheader. Tyreek Johnson feeds the ball into Dylan McElderry. McElderry back out to Johnson. Johnson over to, that's Johnson on the right-hand side of the wing. Johnson gives it up to Reich. Reich takes a jump shot from 3, and it's good. Falcons score on a 3-point basket. It's 27-16. Jaquan Brown was over on the left-hand wing there. And Hellige gets the ball on the left. He's dribbling to his right this time. Usually does not go that direction, but he gets to the right-hand layup, misses. Nobody's carrying the rebound for the Falcons, and Reich goes out to try to challenge a shot by Schneider, but it gets called for a foul instead. That'll send Schneider to the line for 2 shots on the multiple offensive rebounds by Hellige, and eventually the kick out to Schneider. Schneider steps up to the line. Puts up his first free throw, and it goes in. Extending the lead once again to 11 for the Crusaders, 28-17 with 41.4 seconds to go in the third quarter. Coming out of the game is Jaquan Brown. And into the game for the Falcons, Blake Grelk. On the missed free throw, Hunter Wright comes away with it. He's looking up the floor. He gives it up there to Tyreek Johnson. Tyreek takes a jump shot, misses everything. Rebounded by Hellman. Hellman outlets to Hellige. Hellige's coming down the left-hand side of the road. Got to stop the ball, Falcons. He pulls up for about a 10-footer. He misses everything. And it's tipped back into the field of play, and eventually picked up by Tyreek Johnson. McElderry gets the ball at the top of the key. He feeds it over there to Grelk. Grelk looks inside. He feeds or tries to feed Levine. Levine eventually comes away with it and kind of stumbles, trying to get off a quick shot at the end of the quarter. And the Falcons don't score on their final possession there. So it's 28-17. Crusaders will start up the fourth quarter here in just a minute. Okay, and we're coming out of the timeout here. Holy Trinity's ball. Hellige drives to his left and is fouled by number 31. I'm sorry, number 53, Gage Webster. Not too much harm done there because, Webster comes away with a good steal defending. And he goes to the hole but doesn't get close enough. Gets his own offensive rebound, puts the ball back up to the top of the key. And there's a three-point basket shot by Jaquan Brown from the left-hand wing. That gives a little energy to the Falcons. Now they're only down 8 with 5:34 to go in the fourth quarter. They feed the ball into Helge. Helge is fouled by Webster. And it'll be Holy Trinity's ball underneath their own basket. That might be Webster's fifth foul. And he sends in Drayton Levine for Webster. Not sure that Webster understands that he's fouled out of the ball game. Holy Trinity's ball underneath. Helge is wide open underneath. It's tipped by Daly. Helge still in the paint, and he eventually gets called for a travel. Holy Trinity really having an opportunity to camp out in the lane there. I don't think there's been a 3-second call yet this game, but the crowd certainly is looking for one. So West Burlington brings the ball up the floor. Daly goes over there to Riley Walker on the left-hand wing. He goes into Lucky Rawlings. Rawlings misses, but Drayton Levine comes up with the rebound. He misses his second chance. Tries to go up with it again on his second offensive rebound and is fouled. Looks like that foul is going to be on Hellig, his second anyway. Drayton Levine goes to the free throw line. He puts up his first, and it rims out. Levine goes to the line for his second, down just 8 with 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the game. Levine misses his second. Hellig comes away with the rebound. He's going to try to go coast to coast, going down the left-hand side of the floor. Riley Walker does a good job of stopping the ball. He comes out and tries to challenge a shot by 25 Richardson, who drains a three-pointer at the top of the key. So now it's an 11-point lead again for the Crusaders. Riley Walker takes a look at the rim on the right-hand side. They give the ball over there to Jaquan Brown. Jaquan Brown looks inside to Drayton Levine. It's chased down by Daly. Daly going to his left. He penetrates the gap, looks over to Walker. Walker's looking for a three. He puts a shot up. It goes off the top of the backboard. Rebound Hellman. Hellman gives it up to Hellig. Ball needs to be stopped. Drayton Levine sprinting all the way back to do just that. Hellig pulls up short on his dribble and turns the ball over to Walker. Riley Walker then turns the ball right back over to number 3, Schneider. Schneider goes to the hole. Drayton Levine comes away with the rebound. He gives it back to Walker. Walker gives it up to Daly. Daly going down the left-hand side of the floor. He's looking to see what he has. Right now there isn't anything. He gives it to Walker. Over to Jaquan Brown on the right-hand side. He drives to his right. Misses. Lucky Rawlings gets the rebound. He goes up. Misses. Levine gets an offensive rebound. He goes up and misses. And Richardson comes away with the rebound. Richardson pushing the ball up to Hellman. Hellman takes a 5-footer, misses everything. Hellig gets the rebound. Drayton Levine tries to block his shot and gets called for the foul. Hellig will go to the line for 2. Hellig steps up to the free throw line and misses his first. He hits his second, extending the lead to 12 for the Crusaders. Eric Daly brings the ball to the top of the key, goes over to Jaquan Brown on the right-hand side. He feeds Levine. Levine going to his left, but he gets called for a walk as he's trying to go to his left and is stopped by Helgi. Helgi brings the ball into Schneider. Schneider brings it across half court. And Helgi tries to set a ball screen at the top of the key. They eventually feed Helgi on the left-hand side. He dribbles once to his left and puts a shot in off the glass. Levine tries to go to the hole again and loses the ball on the pressure. Lucky gives it up to Daly. Timeout called by Coach Blinn. He'll take a full. So it's 34-20 with 2:58 to go in the game. West Burlington Falcons made a little bit of a run there in the middle of the fourth quarter, but a couple of different shots by the Crusaders extended the lead back out, and now it's, I believe, the largest lead of the game at 14. So both teams coming out of their huddles. It'll be West Burlington ball on the far side of the floor. Looks like it'll be Jaquan Brown taking the ball out of bounds there, inbounding to Daly. Crusaders settle back into a 2-3 zone, keying mostly on Levine. And they try to enter the ball there into McElderry, and Richardson is called with a push underneath. So it'll be West Burlington ball underneath their own basket. And Daly looking there, brings it into Tyreek Johnson on the right-hand side. His shot off the front of the rim. Rebound Richardson. Richardson coming down the right-hand side of the floor and defended by Jaquan Brown. Dead. The ball is dead, and it goes into Hellig, who goes to his left and actually shooting on the left-hand side of the floor, that time with his right. He is a righty and looked lefty most of the game. And so Johnson goes over to Brown. Brown feeds it into McElderry. McElderry over to Daly. Daly takes a three-point shot, goes off the front of the rim. Rebound by Schneider. Schneider dribbling the ball down the center of the floor. He gives it up to Hellige on the right-hand side. He goes right, goes back to his left. Back out on the wing again, and he's going to his left this time. The shot goes up. It's off. Drayton Levine comes away from the rebound with the rebound. He outlets the ball to Tyreek Johnson, who is called with the carry coming down the right-hand lane. So Holy Trinity has extended their lead to 16. It's 36-20 over the Falcons. And a sub will come in for Drayton Levine. I believe that's Reich coming in for him. Crusaders bring the ball down. West Burlington still showing man-to-man. Ball's dribbled over the right-hand side, fed inside to Hellige. Hellige gets the cutter, number 23, Crabtree, and West Burlington comes away with it, but the ball is stolen by Richardson, and he travels just before getting off the shot, which had it not been a turnover, would have been good. 36-20 at minute 24 to go in the game. Daly dribbles up the left-hand side, feeds McElderry inside. McElderry gives it up to Reich. Reich comes away with it. He comes up with a shot. It ends up short. It's tipped out of bounds. It'll be West Burlington ball with a minute 12 to go underneath their own basket. Subs coming in for Holy Trinity. Hellige comes out and sits for the first time, maybe the second of the game, with a minute 12 to go. West Burlington sets up in a box set into Reich. Reich goes in the screen for Daly. Daly's coming out in the same corner. He takes a jump shot. It's good. So it's now a 14-point lead with a minute 2 to go. Plenty of time with a little bit of defense. Not pressuring the ball too much. They're switching on the ball screen. They go inside to Hellman. Hellman turns and looks at the basket, decides better of it, gives it back out to Richardson. Richard to the top of the key to number 23. That's Crabtree. Crabtree dribbling to his right. He kind of loses control of it, but the ball goes into Hellman. McElderry comes away with it briefly. There's a jump ball called on the tie-up. and it will be West Burlington ball with 35.4 seconds to go in the game. 36-22, Crusaders lead your Falcons. The ball is inbounded to Blake Barber. He goes back to Daly. Daly dribbles the ball up. He's coming at him quick. Looks into McElderry. McElderry gets the ball on the baseline. He turns to the middle. Throws up a little jump hook. It's short. Goes off the Crusaders, and it remains West Burlington ball with 22.8 seconds to go in the game. Daly will take the ball out of bounds underneath. Again, the Falcons set up in a box set. Could be America's play. Reich gets the ball inbounded to him. Daly goes and sets up his man. They go to the same corner, but they don't give it to him. They go the opposite way. McElderry with a shot. Reich tries to come away with the rebound. There are two players on the floor. The ball is rolling. Picked up, and there's a foul there by number 23 for the Crusaders, Crabtree, who pushes Blake Barber to the ground with 8.7 seconds left in the game. So the Falcons will get one more chance at another look to cut the lead to 12. They bring the ball into Tyreek Johnson. Johnson looks into McElderry. McElderry gives it to Daly with a three-point shot. With 7 seconds to go, he misses. The rebound is to the Crusaders, and they dribble out the clock. Your final score of the 7th grade game here at West Burlington Falcon Gymnasium is Holy Trinity Crusaders 36, your Falcons 22. We'll be right back here with the second half or the second game in this doubleheader in just a few moments. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your second ball game here on streaming live on West Burlington's website, www.wbschools.us. Of course, you already know that if you're tuning in here on our YouTube channel. And in just over a minute, we will be getting started with our second game of the afternoon, pitting your West Burlington Falcons against the Crusaders of Holy Trinity. This will be the 8th grade game. It'll be coached by Coach Mike Moffitt for your Falcons, and Coach John Helge for the Crusaders. And the teams come back from warming up here. Tip-off for the second game will be here in about 30 seconds. Holy Trinity's got their starting squad out there already. It looks like Sam Avery, number 42. Number 1, Brant Holtkamp. Number 2, Ryder Bruni. Number 14, Adam Rauenbuehler. And finally, number 21, Kyle Sheets. And for your Falcons, it'll be number 23, Tanner Snodgrass. Number 24, Jonah Marlowe. Number 45, Drake Day. Number 42, Reese Richards. And rounding up your Falcon lineup will be number 44, Cole Williams. And everybody's kind of setting up in what looks like a defensive jump. And hopefully Reese will jump out of the gym here and steal the tip away from Avery. The ball is up. Richards does indeed steal the tip. It goes to Marlowe, who feeds Snodgrass on the right-hand side. Marlowe dribbles up to the right-hand elbow and puts a shot up. Goes off the rim. It is rebounded by 14. That is Adam Rohenbauer. Snodgrass comes away with the steal, and Bruni just gets in there and kind of rides in with his hip. That'll be the first foul of the ball game. Be West Burlington ball underneath their own basket. Crusaders show a little bit of a zone. And here comes Richards with the basket off the feed by Snodgrass. Your first 2 points of the ball game. And West Burlington coming up with some trapping action, and it is effective. Jonah Marlowe comes away with the steal. He's going to the hole. He Euro steps to the middle. Misses. Reese Richards gets the ball, goes up strong, keeping the ball high, and he scores his second game of the basket. Richards has 2 baskets already. The score is 4-0 Falcons. And again, with the little bit of a half-court trap, Drake Day comes down the right-hand side. Unfortunately, he misses the layup after the steal. Holy Trinity brings it down the right-hand side. They feed Avery inside. Richards goes up, tries to make the block, and is called with a push. Kind of a quick start for this ball game here. A little up-tempo ball game. West Burlington doing some half-court trapping, trying to push the tempo a little bit. Avery shoots it off the board. The bank is open, and that'll be Crusaders' first points of the ball game. With 1 shot remaining, Avery to the line. His second shot is up. It's off the back of the rim. Rebounded by, eventually, Snodgrass after several players tip it. Snodgrass pushes the ball up the left-hand wing to Marlowe. Marlowe goes to the middle of the floor. He sees Richards for another layup underneath. Good pass by Marlowe. 6-1 Falcons. Here they come with that trap again. And Crusaders avoid the pickoff this time. And unfortunately, Day is called with a blocking foul as Bruni takes it down the right-hand side. So it'll be Holy Trinity ball on the sideline. They enter the ball in to Holtkamp, who goes back to Rowenbuhner, who takes a wide-open shot, although deep on the right-hand side, and it rims out. They give the ball to Snodgrass. Snodgrass going down the middle of the paint. He goes to the hole. It's off the back of the rim. Rebound, Crusaders, but it's tied up by Drake Day. It will remain Crusaders ball, and Coach Moffitt calling out the press. So here comes the press by the Falcons, trying to deny the inbound pass, and Marlowe on the ball. 35, Kyle Breedenmeyer brings the ball up. He goes into 43. We think that is Avery. Avery kicks it back to Breedenmeyer. Breedenmeyer puts the ball out top to Holtkamp. Holtkamp into Breedenmeyer. Breedenmeyer goes to the right. He gives it out to Bruni on the right-hand wing. Bruni falls to the ground on a little bit of a bump by the Falcon. But no harm, no foul. And there's a good block by Snodgrass on the shot attempt by Avery. Falcons come away with the rebound. Marlowe coming down the right-hand side. He brings it in the middle of the paint, gives it up to Snodgrass. Snodgrass scores the bucket. Another great pass by Marlowe. 8-1, Falcon lead. And here comes the trap. The trap is on the left-hand side. They throw a high pass into Avery. Avery shoots but misses the rim. Drake Day comes away with the rebound. Snodgrass dribbles up, gives it to Marlowe on the right-hand side. He takes the three, and it's good for a Falcon three-pointer. 11-1. Falcons extend their lead to 10. Here comes Williams directing the ball, and Helge will get a timeout for the Crusaders. Great defensive effort so far by the Falcons. Good job putting the pressure out there on the top of the key and trapping that ball. Have caused numerous turnovers by the Crusaders. And on the offensive end, good job of moving the ball, finding the open man, and they're really not, I think they've had one outside shot that's been anything outside of the paint, but other than that, they've been getting layups on good passing and ball movement, and post players having their hands ready to receive the ball. So we'll come out of this timeout with 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. Your Falcons lead by 10. It's 11-1. And we've got the same lineup out there for the Falcons. Marlowe, Richards, Day, Williams, and Snodgrass on the floor. And the Crusaders will come out and looking just slightly different. They're bringing in Sam Stinson, and everybody else looks to be the same for the Crusaders. So Breedenmeyer will inbound the ball. He inbounds it. Gives it up to Rowenbuhler. Rowenbuhler goes back to the top of the key with the ball. He swings it over to Holtkamp. Holtkamp back to Rowenbuhler. I think we'll just call him RB for short. And Marlowe dives on the ball for the loose ball, on the ground for the loose ball. Snodgrass pushes it up to Williams. Williams back out to Day. Day takes a jumper on the right-hand side of the floor, misses everything, and Crusaders come away with the ball. They push the ball up the right-hand side, push it inside to Stinson. Stinson back to Holtkamp. Holtkamp back to RB at the top of the key. And an ill-advised pass gets away from the Crusaders. That'll be West Burlington ball on the near side. 2:17 to go in the quarter. Marlowe taking the ball out of bounds, going into Snodgrass. Holy Trinity drops into a 2-3 zone, and Marlowe recognizes it, dribbles up the left-hand side. He gives the ball into Richards, who swings it back to Marlowe. He tries to feed Snodgrass at the top of the key, but too soft on the pass. Holy Trinity comes away with it. That's Bruni going down the left-hand side, and he scores on a layup. Minute 54 to go in the game, or in the first quarter. 11-3 Falcons. Marlowe drives left, gives it up to Richards. Richards takes two dribbles to his right, gives it up to Williams. Williams pushes it over to Day. Day takes a look at the rim. Gives it up to Snodgrass, to Marlowe, and Marlowe walks just before he puts the ball on the floor. Coach Moffitt changing up defenses here on the West Burlington side again. Looks like we're man-to-man here in this waning moments of the first quarter, the last minute of the first quarter. Good anticipation by Snodgrass on the skip pass there. He misses his layup. Marlowe comes up with the rebound. It bounces off his foot, goes to Richards. Richards drives to the hole. He tries to give it up to Snodgrass, who completes the reception. And he puts up a shot that's missed. Richards gets the rebound, puts up a shot. Marlowe with the offensive rebound. Snodgrass from 3 on the left-hand corner. It is good. The Falcons lead 14-3 with 1 minute to go in the quarter. Here comes that trap again in the half court for the Falcons. And they try to get the ball inside. Reese Richards tries to deflect the ball and doesn't get it. And then a little bit of frustration, kicks the basketball. The ref thinks about it, but thinks better of it. Gives Crusaders the ball underneath their own basket. So in for the Crusaders, there's number 44, and I don't see him on the roster here. Oh, no, that's Connor Halvat for the Crusaders. And West Burlington falls into man-to-man defense. They feed inside to Halvat. Halvat goes up for the shot. There's a block on the play. Will they call the basket good? Yes, they will. Halvat will end up at the free throw line for one shot. And in for the Falcons, Keyshawn Boyd will come in for Marlowe. And Austin Mixer coming into the ballgame for Richards. 39.6 seconds to go in the first quarter. Halvat nails his free throw, cuts the lead to 8 with 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. Snodgrass up the right-hand wing. He gets it at the elbow, feeds it into Williams. Williams goes up, doesn't use the backboard, but the ball falls anyway. And the Falcons extend their lead to 10. And Crusaders, with 22.5 seconds left in the first quarter, call a timeout. Their ball on the far side of the hoop of the court. I don't know if they're setting up to get one shot here or not. The possession arrow is in the favor of the Falcons, with 22.5 seconds left in the quarter. We got Keyshawn Boyd, Drake Day, Tanner Snodgrass, Austin Mixer, and Cole Williams on the floor for your Falcons. And they're calling out 50D. It looks like it's man-to-man. And so Snodgrass pressuring the ball, doing a good job of it as well. He pushes the ball over on the left-hand wing to 35, and then back to Javi Trejo. Trejo gives the ball over to number 14. Ball comes away to the Falcons, and Keyshawn Boyd has a chance to put in a basket right at the end of the quarter, but has to take kind of an awkward step on the layup. Not his fault. Almost puts the ball in. That would have been a great basket for the Falcons. Just came up short. So it's 16-6 at the end of your first quarter. Falcons leading by 10. So as we come out of your quarter break here, it will be, as I said, Falcons ball on the far side of the floor. That's when that basket at the end of the quarter comes in real handy, when you've got that possession arrow, and you can come away with a possible 4-point swing at the end of a quarter. But it'll be Falcon ball. They've got a 10-point lead. And the ball is inbounded into Snodgrass at the top of the key. Holy Trinity settles into a 2-3 zone. Over to Boyd on the left-hand side. Back to Snodgrass on the left elbow. Snodgrass tries to give it up to Mixer. It's off his hands, out of bounds. It'll be Crusader ball. Here comes RB, Rowenbuehler. There, I finally think I got it right. Rowenbuehler gives it up to number 4. That is Alec Mamert, but he travels going down the right-hand side of the floor. There's a substitute for Mamert. That's number 1, Holtkamp. West Burlington will bring the ball across the midline. Snodgrass passes over to Boyd on the left-hand side. It goes off his hands and out of bounds. Second turnover in as many possessions for the Falcons off a simple pass. And falling off the hands of a player. And ball goes into Holtkamp. Holtkamp pushes Boyd to the ground. No call, probably a pretty good no call. Goes over to Trejo. Trejo tries to make the pass over to Josh Barr. It goes sailing out of bounds on the far side. It'll be West Burlington ball. So far, all we've had here in the second quarter has been turnovers. And in for the Crusaders, number 42, that's Sam Avery. So Snodgrass will bring it back into the Holy Trinity 2-3. It goes over to Day on the right-hand wing. He puts it into Williams. Williams gives it over to Mixer. Mixer dribbles once, gives it to Boyd. Boyd skips pass over to Day. Day takes a jump shot. It's off the back of the rim. Snodgrass with the rebound. He gives it up to Williams inside. Got to get out of the lane. Back to Snodgrass at the top of the key. There to Boyd. Boyd's taking a three-pointer on the left-hand side. He misses. Snodgrass again with the rebound. This time, the foul will be on the Crusader, number 44, Connor Halvat, as he reached in on Snodgrass. Falcons take the ball out underneath their own basket, set up in a box set. There's a double screen coming. Comes back to Williams. It goes out to Day at the top of the key. Day brings it into Snodgrass in the left-hand corner. Tanner takes a three. It's good for his second three of the ball game. That extends the lead to 19-6 for the Falcons. Falcons settle into man-to-man defense, put some pressure on the ball. Goes into Avery. Avery's looking around. He doesn't know what to do with it. They've got a good trap on there in the corner. It goes out to the top to Holtkamp. Holtkamp being trapped by Day and Snodgrass. Snodgrass doing a great job of anticipating. He skips the ball over to Rowenbuehler. Rowenbuehler goes to the hole. And there's a foul called on number 41, Austin Mixer. That'll send Rowenbuehler to the line to shoot two. He hits the front of the rim on his first. It's short. Here comes some substitutes for Holy Trinity. That's Sam Stinson and Ryder Bruni into the ball game for the Crusaders. 4:18 to go in the second quarter. It's 19-6 Falcons. And the second shot is missed. Mixer gets on the ground. He rolls around a little too much and ends up standing up, but that's a travel. And so it'll be Crusader ball underneath. Crusaders calling out two. Everybody's moving. They inbound the ball there to number 43. That was Stinson who came up short on the shot. Falcons come away with it. Mixer tries to lay up on the left-hand side. He's probably going to get an ill-advised foul here as he's trying to pursue the basketball and stop it on the right-hand side. A little bit of a frustration foul after the missed layup there by Mixer. It'll be Crusaders ball underneath their own basket. Here comes Marlowe for Mixer. Going to sit him down a little bit, give him a rest. Reese Richards comes in for Cole Williams. And finally, we have Cordell Scarborough coming in for Keyshawn Boyd. Crusaders inbound the ball. They go inside to number 43, who comes up short on the shot. Back to Bruni. Back to Rowenbuehler at the top of the key. That's 42. Stinson, who the ball goes in and out, and Snodgrass comes away with the loose ball. He goes to his left, gets bumped, and Cordell tries to save it on the baseline, saves it a little too deep. Good hustle by Drake Day over there on the far side. And there's a 30-second timeout called by Coach Moffitt and your West Burlington Falcons. So 3:39 to go in the half. Falcons lead by 13, 19-6. It'll be Crusaders' ball on the turnover by the Falcons underneath their own basket. It'll be Bruni, Holtkamp, Rauenbuehler, Avery, and Stinson for the Crusaders. Marlowe, Day, Boyd, Scarborough, and Richards for the Falcons. Rauenbuehler goes right on the drive and hits a little floater going down the right-hand side of the lane. It's 19-8 Falcons. 3:09 to go in the second quarter, in the half. Ball's out top to Marlowe. Marlowe gives it into Richards. It's stolen by Bruni. Bruni gives it up to Holtkamp. Holtkamp goes down the middle of the lane. He ends up on the floor. There's no call, but it must have been tipped by the Falcons. It'll remain Crusader ball. Crusaders taking the ball underneath their own basket. West Burlington looks like they are in a 2-3 zone. And Boyd comes out to take the ball. Bruni goes to the middle. And he is fouled, I believe, by... Fortunately, they're calling a foul there on Day. And that will send Bruni to the line for 2 shots. Bruni, the lefty, steps up to the line, drains his first. More subs for both teams. Lucas Pratt coming in for Keyshawn Boyd. Bruni steps to the line for his second. It's up off the front of the rim, off the back of the rim, and falls out. Richards with the rebound. He gives it to Marlowe. Marlowe comes down the middle of the paint, gives it up to Pratt on the left-hand side. Pratt gives it to Richards, goes back out to Marlowe. Marlowe setting it up against the Crusader 2-3 zone. Looking at high-low, goes over to Scarborough on the right, back to Marlowe on the top, into Richards in the middle of the paint. Scarborough comes away with it. Scarborough's trapped on the right-hand side. It's stolen by Bruni. Bruni dribbling down the left-hand side, gets wolfed by Richards, who gives it up to Marlowe. Marlowe pushes the ball up on the dribble to Scarborough on the right-hand side. Scarborough looks inside to Richards. He skip passes over to Pratt. Pratt to Marlowe at the top of the key. He takes a three. It's good. That makes it score 21-9 Falcons with 2 minutes to go in the half. Pratt goes over to pressure Bruni on the right-hand side. Back to Rauenbuehler, who gets bumped by Day, and no call. Marlowe's bringing the ball up. And he crosses over, gives the ball to Scarborough. Scarborough into Day. Day with an inside shot, and it's good with a little right-hand hook. Scores 23-9 with 1:30 to go in the half. West Burlington drops down to their man-to-man defense. Ball goes in number 35. That is Breedenmeyer. Breedenmeyer scores on the right-hand layup. And here comes Marlowe again. Holy Trinity still settling back into their little 2-3 zone. Pratt takes a couple dribbles, gives it to Marlowe. Marlowe dribbles the gap up there, gives it back to Pratt. Pratt looks for the three. It's on its way. He misses. That's a board by Day. Day goes up strong but misses. He saves the ball in on the baseline, but the Crusaders come away with it. Breedenmeyer dribbles up court, gives it up to Holtkamp. Holtkamp over to Bruni on the right-hand side. Bruni dribbling to his left, goes to Ronbuehler. Ronbuehler goes down the middle of the paint, pulls it out at the free throw line, gives it back to Bruni up top. Pratt pursues the ball but comes up short. The ball is over on the left-hand wing with Sheets. Sheets gives it down to Holtkamp, who takes a little short corner jumper that misses everything. The rebound, Ronbuehler. Ronbuehler drives to the hole, and Reese Richards steps in. They're going to give him the offensive foul. So good job by Richards stepping in there, taking the charge. A couple of subs coming in. Scarborough will be replaced by Snodgrass. And here comes Cole Williams as well with 22.4 seconds to go in the half. Your Falcons lead 23-11. And Marlowe will bring the ball up the court with 20 to go in the half. He's looking over to the bench. What are we going to run here, Coach? He gives it up to Snodgrass. Snodgrass at the top of the key. He'll wait until about 10 seconds to go, and then they'll start the offense. They go into Marlowe on the right-hand side. Little screen on the other side. That's the spot that Snodgrass likes, and it's another three. That's 9 points off three-point baskets by Snodgrass. What a great way to end the half. It's 26-11. Your Falcons lead the Holy Trinity Crusaders going into halftime. We'll be back here shortly on the WB Schools website. And here we go, just under a minute until the second half of this 8th grade ball game begins. Right now the score, your West Burlington Falcons 27. The Holy Trinity Crusaders 11. Looks like to start the second half here for the Crusaders, we'll have Holtkamp. Bruni, Rauenbuehler, Breedenmeyer, and Stinson. For your Falcons, it'll be Richards, Snodgrass, Day, Williams, and Marlowe. It'll be Crusaders ball on the far side to begin the second half. And so it's Crusaders ball at the top of the key. West Burlington comes out in the 1-3-1. Snodgrass with the tip. Ball sails out of bounds. It'll be Holy Trinity ball down there in the corner. Ball goes into Breedenmeyer, who takes a shot, and ball goes out of, gets rebounded by Day, tries to outlet to Marlowe, the ball goes out of bounds. Holtkamp brings the ball into Rauenbuehler. Rauenbuehler back to Holtkamp. There's a double screen going on the backside of the zone here. Ball goes into number 35, Breedenmeyer. Breedenmeyer dribbling to his right. Marlowe reaching in, but then takes his hands off, decides better of it. And Holtkamp at the top of the key. Ball screen at the top of the 1-3-1. Ball goes inside. Richards with the steal. He gives it up to Snodgrass. Snodgrass bring the ball down the middle of the floor. He's looking up, seeing the floor. It goes over to Marlowe on the right-hand side. Marlowe tries to feed Williams inside. It's tipped by Stinson and out of bounds. It'll be West Burlington ball underneath their own basket. I want to give a shout-out to my good buddy Bruce Chafka, who's out in Eugene, Oregon, tuning into the game tonight. He's the head coach there at Lane Community College, the Titans. Richards going to the board there several times. Misses the putbacks, or I guess that was Day. And Snodgrass eventually comes up with it and puts it back. It's 29-11. Falcons with 5:04 to go in the third quarter. Yeah, the Titans having a good season out there in Eugene in the NWAC conference of junior college basketball out there, as John Helge for the Crusaders calls a timeout with the Crusaders ball here in the half court. 4:50 to go in the third quarter. 29-11 is your Falcon lead. Coach Mike Moffitt talking to his troops down here, trying to extend their defense out a little bit, and Helge trying to talk to the Crusaders about what they need to do to attack that zone. The 1-3-1 seems to be a defense that's really a popular one around here. Of course, run with some perfection by Ken LaFoon and the Bears of Danville for many years. A lot of people trying to look into that. Marlowe guarding the ball, and it looks like they're just going to sink into a good man-to-man defense. And the ball goes over there to Holtkamp on the right-hand side. He dribbles left. Good help by Snodgrass, who's guarding Rauenbuehler over on the right-hand side in the corner. Out to Bruni up top. Bruni dribbles to his left, gives it up to Holtkamp. Holtkamp shot fakes, passes over to Rauenbuehler. Rauenbuehler for three, goes off the board and the rim. Richards with the rebound. Richards out to Marlowe. Marlowe dribbling down the middle of the floor. If there's nobody there to stop him, he's going to go to the hole, but he stops. Gives it to Day, over to Richards. Richards loses the ball on the dribble. There's two guys on the floor, three guys on the floor. Richards comes away with it. Throws it out to Day. It goes off Day's ankle and out of bounds. That'll be Holy Trinity ball. with West Burlington dropping back into their half-court man-to-man defense. The ball is dead, and they close off all the passing lanes. Cole Williams guarding the ball. Little reach there by Snodgrass, gets away with it. Drake Day goes to the floor on a potential charge. And here comes Holtkamp to the hole. Holtkamp dribbles into the paint, gives it up to Bruni on the right-hand side. He shoots a jumper off the front of the rim. Rebound Marlowe. Marlowe's bringing the ball up. He dribbles around his back, gives a little bounce pass down there to Richards, but it's a little too far ahead of him, ends up out of bounds. And it'll be Crusaders' ball. Rowland-Buehler bringing the ball up to his left. Snodgrass on him. The ball is dead. He tips it. And the ball goes out to Breedenmeyer at the top of the key. Breedenmeyer gives it to Holtkamp on the right-hand side. Holtkamp takes a look at the rim, decides better of it, gives it over to Rowland-Buehler on the right. Back to Holtkamp. Ball screen for Holtkamp by Stinson. Ball is dead. Marlowe's up on the ball. And Bruni comes out to get it. That's going to be a backcourt violation on the Crusaders as Rowland-Buehler got into the backcourt for that reception. So Day will take the ball out of bounds and give it into Marlowe. As we see a wholesale change for the Crusaders. 5 new players coming in for the Crusaders. They're trailing by 18 with 3:06 to go in the third quarter. Crusaders drop back into a 2-3. Marlowe goes over to Snodgrass on the right-hand side. Ball screened by Williams. Snodgrass dumps it off for him. Williams goes to the short corner. Doesn't see anything. He sees Richards inside now. Goes out to Drake Day on the left-hand corner. Marlowe from 3. He hits the three-point shot. That extends your Falcon lead to 32-11 with 2:44 to go in the quarter. Now we got all new names out here for the Crusaders as the ball is turned over and given to Snodgrass. Snodgrass goes up for the layup, gets fouled potentially, misses the layup, and Marlowe comes away with the rebound. This time the foul is called. Now there are some folks out there that would say that I have a face for radio. Don't necessarily agree with that sentiment. But I don't mind doing the play-by-play of your Falcon basketball here on a Monday night. Marlowe hits the first of his free throws, extending the lead to 22 for the Falcons. Into the game comes Hunter Lively. He's coming in for Drake Day, who will have a seat on the Falcon bench. Marlowe steps to the line for his second. That shot is up. It's off the back of the rim. Rebound to the Crusaders, but Marlowe strips it away. And unfortunately, I'm not sure what the call was there. I think it might have been a foul on Marlowe on the scrum. So here comes Kyle Sheets for the Crusaders. He gets a screen from Josh Barr, who then receives the ball back from him. Barr tries to pass it in there. Snodgrass tries to deflect it, but he gets called for the foul on the attempted deflection. So the ball goes into the Crusaders. That's Alec Memert at the top of the key. Gives it up to Kyle Sheets, who gives it up to Josh Barr. Sheets drives down the paint, gives it up to number 42. That's Sam Avery. He misses, but the Crusaders come up with an offensive rebound. That's Memert pursuing the ball. Might be able to hear a little bit of a cold in my voice here. And if you're hearing that, you'd be correct. Keyshawn Boyd, Austin Mixer come in for the Falcons. Ball goes into Trejo at the top of the key. Trejo gives it up to Sheets, who dribbles to the top and gives it up to Trejo again. Trejo passes the ball inside to number 33. That's Josh Barr. Barr gives it up down to the left-hand corner. But Mixer, as he was deflecting the ball, was standing on the end line. Crusaders calling for a stack. And it's going to work for him as the ball is inbounded to Sam Avery, who gets fouled by Cole Williams. He'll go to the line for 2. Avery takes a look at the rim, dribbles twice, puts it up, follows through, ends up just short. 1:37 to go in the third quarter. It's 33-11. Your Falcons. 1 shot remaining on the 2-shot bonus. On the foul, Avery puts up the second. It, too, is short. Snodgrass comes up with the rebound. He pushes the ball ahead to Mixer. Mixer takes a couple steps, misses the rebound, and Holy Trinity comes away with the defensive rebound. And Snodgrass comes away with another steal. He has a chance to give it up to Boyd, but goes up for the left-hand layup and misses. And Holy Trinity comes away with the ball. Jump ball is called. It will be Falcon ball underneath their own basket. Snodgrass will come out of the ball game as Drake Day comes in for him. That's how it's pronounced in southeast Iowa. Keyshawn Boyd comes on the right-hand side of the lane. He gives it up to Williams at the top of the key. Williams takes a couple dribbles, gives it over to Day on the left. He gives it into Mixer at the left elbow. Back to Williams. Over to Boyd. Boyd in the short corner. He's got pressure on him. And looks like Josh Barr ends up tying it up, and jump ball will go to the Crusaders with 54 seconds to go in the third quarter. Ball being brought up the floor by Kyle Sheets. Sheets dribbles to his left, picks it up. Boyd with good ball pressure. He gives it up, and Mixer comes away with it. He does a little hesitation dribble, goes to the hole, and hey, he finishes there on the rim. Good job by Austin Mixer getting to the rim on that steal and conversion of the turnover. Lively takes the ball at the top. He leans on his man a little bit. And Memert comes up to the top of the key. The ball is dead. Lively goes up to guard it. There's Austin Mixer with another anticipation. Unfortunately, he travels going down the left-hand side of the court and turns the ball back over to the Falcons with 12 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Your score, Falcons 35, Crusaders 11. Ball is inbounded to Memert at the top of the key. Not aware of how much time is on the clock. It's down to 7, 6, 5, and Memert picks it up. He gives it out to number 42. That is Avery, who realizes how much time is on the clock, who does not really get a very good shot off, and that will end the third quarter. Your score, your West Burlington Falcons 35, and the Holy Trinity Crusaders 11. So we've got another 6 minutes to play here, and don't really have anyone to do color with me tonight. So you're getting the play-by-play and the color by yours truly, Mike Jones. And we've got a little under a minute here before we'll be back in play. The Crusaders break their huddle, and they'll bring Holtkamp, Bruni, Rowan-Buehler, Stinson, and Breedenmeyer to the court. Your Falcons break the huddle with Mixer, Boyd, Day, Scarborough, and Lively. And so the ball will be on the far side there. It is going to be West Burlington's ball. Mixer will take the ball out of bounds, and Holy Trinity will come up and try to pressure. The ball is inbounded to Scarborough, takes one dribble and picks it up at the top of the key. There's Keyshawn Boyd. He's dribbling to his left, comes back to his right, gives it back up to Scarborough. Scarborough to Lively in the short corner. Lively takes a dribble, looks inside to Mixer, doesn't give it in there. Boyd looking, seeing the floor. He gives it up to Day. Day brings it up after the ball was deflected by the Crusaders. He gives it back to Mixer. Mixer turns the ball over. There comes Holtkamp. Holtkamp to Rowenbuehler. Rowenbuehler to Sam Stinson. He throws one up, goes off the backboard, and is in. I tell you what, there's nothing like it, folks, doing play-by-play at junior high basketball. You couldn't ask for anything better. Anytime you can be in a gym watching Mixer go to the hole like that, it's a good day. Mixer's going to try to chase this ball down. There's a foul on the shot. And I think Keyshawn Boyd might have had a charge had Mixer not tried to foul him or block that shot from behind. But I think the foul is going to be on number 41, Austin Mixer. That will send Rowenbuehler to the line for the two-shot bonus. And so Rowenbuehler steps up. He takes a few dribbles, fires it up there, goes off the front of the rim, and bounces out. Back with Marlowe and Richards for your Falcons. They'll replace Mixer and Hunter Lively. And Rowenbuehler misses his second. The rebound goes to Day, I believe, who gives to Marlowe. Marlowe tries to pass it into Day. There's a scrum for the ball. It ends up being Falcons' ball underneath their own basket. 4:57 to go in the fourth quarter, 35-13 Falcons. Marlowe takes the ball out of bounds. Scarborough breaks to the corner, and they'll give it into Richards, who gets the ball stolen by Breedenmeyer. One thing you've got to do if you're on radio is make sure your phone's on vibrate so you don't have people interrupting you while you're broadcasting. Breedenmeyer goes to the hole. Good defense by Marlowe. Marlowe stepping in there. And that's Breedenmeyer at the top of the key. He fires one off the left-hand side of the rim. Reese Richards gives a good two-hand overhead outlet to Marlowe, who will finish the layup, extending your lead to the Falcons 37, Crusaders 13. Holtkamp takes a look from the top of the key. Might have walked on that, but gets away with it. He gives it over to Breedenmeyer on the right-hand side. He goes to Bruni, dribbles to his left. There's Holtkamp dribbling to his right. He tries to pick and roll to 43 Stinson, and Stinson misses everything. Marlowe comes away from with the rebound. Marlowe coming down the right-hand side. He comes to a jump stop. Might have been deflected by the Crusaders, and it was. It'll be West Burlington basketball underneath their own basket. So another wholesale change for the Crusaders. Marlowe will take the ball out of bounds underneath the Falcon basket, and they're stacking it up to see what they can get out of that look. Marlowe's looking in there to Richards. Richards takes a look at the rim but doesn't see anything, so he gives it back out to Marlowe. Richards then comes, sets a ball screen for Marlowe. Marlowe misses the three-point shot. Rebound Crusaders. Kyle Sheets brings the ball up the floor. He gives it to Hollivet. The ball is deflected and knocked out of bounds by the Falcons. It'll be Crusader ball on the far side of the court. Crusaders bring the ball on the right-hand side, and 42, Sam Avery is tripped by 42 for your Falcons. That is Reese Richards. Sometimes you have situations, folks, where you run into somebody that looks very familiar, and sometimes consider that I think the official terminology for that is a doppelganger, and I've got a doppelganger for a friend of mine out on the floor right now. First free throw there is missed by Avery. but the Crusaders come away with the ball, and Meemert will be fouled. Aaron McIntosh into the game for the Falcons with 3 minutes and 9 seconds to go. Falcons have a 37-13 lead. That sends Alec Meemert to the line. Meemert goes up with a shot, comes off the back of the rim. Reese Richards comes away with the rebound. Good two-hand overhead pass to Marlowe, who goes around his back, loses Meemert. He pushes it up to Pratt on the left-hand side. Pratt back to Marlowe. Marlowe dribbling to his right and receives a ball screen from Richards. Richards rolls to the hole. He goes down the middle of the paint but can't come up with the basketball. And so the Crusaders come away with the ball. That's number 21, Kyle Sheets, dribbles the ball up the floor, and unfortunately he took a little bit of a hop there as he was looking to pass. Marlowe will get his shoe tied as Reese Richards comes down to take the ball out of bounds. And Holy Trinity will bring some potential pressure, but then decide to back off. Marlowe brings the ball across half court. And the ball is entered into Pratt on the left-hand side. Pratt dribbles to his right. He gives the ball up to Scarborough. Scarborough to his right. Gives it up to Marlowe. Marlowe feeds Richards on the inside. That's a good basket and well-run offense by your Falcons. 39-13 with just over 2 minutes to go in the ball game. And your Crusaders come in, a little jump hook, and all sorts of people crashing the boards. Tipped out of bounds by Pratt. It'll be Crusader ball underneath their own basket. (39-13), 2:09 to go. Goes back into Meemert. Meemert misses on the jump shot. Apparently it was tipped. Scarborough comes away with the rebound. He gives it to Marlowe. Marlowe's coming down the floor. He goes around his back to the center of the floor. He's dribbling and looking for somebody to give it to. He gives it to Pratt. Pratt looks for Richards. Richard executes a nice back cut, but Pratt misses him on the back cut. And Marlowe gets the ball back up top. They go over to Pratt again on the opposite side. They're going to run some motion offense to Scarborough at the top of the key. Scarborough gets the ball over to Marlowe. Marlowe looks inside to Richards. Richards comes away with it. He gives it back to Marlowe. Marlowe dribbles to his left, drives in, and is fouled, I believe, by number 44, Connor Holvoit. That's only the second team foul by the Crusaders, so West Burlington will get the ball underneath their own basket. Now here comes Hunter Lively and Keyshawn Boyd for the Falcons, as once again the wholesale change by the Crusaders. Boyd steps over the line on the baseline as he tries to inbound the ball to Pratt, and the officials call a turnover there. Here come the Crusaders. That's Rowan Bueller going to the hole. He finishes the layup inside. Crusaders have many of their starters back. Now they're going to try to press. Down 24, and with 1:12 to go. They did indeed get the steal. And here comes Bruni. Bruni's going to the hole. He misses the left-hand layup. Hunter Lively comes away with it. Jump ball called. It'll be blue ball underneath their own basket. Here comes Mixer. Mixer is going to give Scarborough a blow. And the Falcons not getting between their man and the ball here. But the Crusaders miss him. It goes into Holtkamp. Holtkamp goes to the hole. He's fouled by Pratt. And he will go to the line to shoot two. One shot left on the two-shot bonus here with 59.4 seconds left in the game. Your Falcons lead by 24. He'll hit his second, bringing the deficit to 23. They inbound the ball to Mixer. Showing press, calling out no foul, no foul. Mixer dribbles past the press, gives it to Keyshawn Boyd. Boyd dribbles down the right-hand side. He crosses over, turns the ball over there in a jump ball situation to Rowan Bueller. It'll remain Falcon basketball with 47.5 seconds in the game. Lively will take the ball out of bounds on the near side. They stack it up. Keyshawn Boyd goes one way. Pratt goes another. Lively tries to inbound to Pratt, and Holtkamp comes away with the steal. He gives it up to Rowan Bueller on the right-hand side, who misses the three, and Bruni gets the rebound. And Austin Mixer is going to come up with a steal. He's going to slow his tempo down and, unfortunately, miss his putback. Now, Austin, don't do any silly fouls here. Good hustle. No fouls. Good choice. And the Crusaders miss. They kick it back out. And the Falcons give up another basket. It's 39-18 with 14 seconds to go in the game. One more substitution for the Crusaders. West Burlington will try to get the ball in with 14 seconds to go. McIntosh misses the inbounds. It goes outside. Not a very good pass there by Lively. Hard one to catch. But the ball will be turned over and be given to the Crusaders underneath their own basket. There's Bruni with a little nifty jumper off the backboard. Lively will take it out. It's 20-39. Again, Crusaders with a steal. They're going to make it respectable. Holtkamp scores on the layup, and time will run out. It's 39-22. Your Falcons with the victory. Great job to our junior high basketball players. Their next game, I believe, is at Wapello on Thursday night, if I'm not mistaken. And we appreciate you tuning in here to Falcon basketball. And go Falcons.